Christina from Queen of Hearts Kitchen Cakes, London.
Yes.
We're actually in London right now.
So before we start with our project for today, shout out and hello to Sobi, to Marks,
Of course, syempre kay Miss Gigi,
kay Sam,
kay Sam, kay Aki, kay Bebe Boy, kay Joshua.
si Chef Reco,
Si Jasper. Si Jasper, si Joshua.
Yes,
Pero si
oo.
Chef Joy.
Chef Joy.
Kung may nakalimutan kami, sorry, pero you know guys na
Love namin
nasa
kayo.
puso namin
Pero
kayo.
hindi talaga yan ang message namin para sa inyo.
Ano na nga yan?
Okay, ready na? 1, 2, 3.
Namamas ko po! Tapos napalampas
Ayaw
ko ba?
Kaya-
Wala advance.
Yes. No, hindi naman tayo nakapamasko sa kanila kasi wala tayo doon.
Hindi ako nakapagmano kay Martin.
So, but anyway, kami, dahil tapos na ang Christmas craze,
Yes.
now we are fast approaching Valentine's.
And soon, Mother's Day.
Yes, oo. Actually, you know what guys, ang ang Mother's Day in the Philippines and in different countries ay different sa Mother's Day here in the UK. So, sino ang una?
Tayo, we celebrate Mother's Day on March. The Mothering Sunday falls here March. Last Sunday of March.
Sa Philippines.
May, same as the American.
Okay, yes.
It's mostly siguro mga 70% of the world celebrating that Mother's Day
In May.
in May.
Okay. All right. So, but nevertheless, what we're going to teach you today is tada. Diba?
Something very actually it can be an all-time favorite nyo, di ba?
Yeah, it's a very classic.
Yes, but very apt also for this coming Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so what do we have?
Actually, ang dami guys. Oh, when we were planning it, we initially thought siguro mga 6x4 lang na cake, tapos few flowers lang. And then we ended up with this massive cake, this 8x4 with full-on flowers. And we have like 1, 2, 3, siguro mga 6 or 7 kinds of blossoms that we will teach you step by step.
Yes. So it will be a couple of succulents,
Yeah.
a couple of varieties, and also vina-volunteer ko si Christina to do the ranunculus and yung carnations. Yes.
And masiset aside niyo ba, the basket weave here, something classic. It's a beauty na, it's an all-time favorite as well. So, yeah.
And vina-volunteer ko din si Christina to do it.
Ano pa nga ba? Yan. So, and we promise you guys, although this is going to be a pre-recorded class, hindi tayo live, pero we wanted to give you the feels na live pa rin siya. So, ito pa rin kami, medyo may konting kulit.
Yeah, makulit pa rin siya. Tapos binubuli pa rin niya ako.
Basher.
Ganun pa rin. But then, guys, we have missed all of you.
Yeah.
And
Genuinely.
yes. So, that's why we are very excited to do this video. Thank you, Bakersfield, for asking us to do this video for you. And we are very happy to do it.
Yes. Always excited. Whenever it's for Bakersfield, we're always happy and excited.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get started.
So, ang pinakauna natin gagawin is, of course, to do the basket weave on our 8x4 inches high cake. So, itong cake na to is covered by, of course, our combination of the Bakersfield Whippit and yung butter Whippit. So, in short, it's called the Queen's Blend. Yeah, and that's why it's not too white, it's not too yellow, but at the same time, you will get the best of both worlds. Almost white na siya, at the same time, it tastes like the buttercream whipping. Okay, so let's go to the basket wheel. Before we begin, before I start teaching you how to do it, let me just show you a couple of inspirations, huh? So, for example, this one here. Yan. So, it's a classic basket weave na lahat yata tayo ng bata nakakita na ng ganyan. Meron tayo lahat ganyan sa bahay, di ba? So, it's very similar to this one here. Yan. Now, kung gagawin mo itong dalawang basket weave na to, you wouldn't need a nozzle. Yung simple piping bag lang, then cut the tip. Siguro, pero if you're going to use a nozzle, you may use writing nozzle number 4 or number 5. Yan. But without the nozzle, just cut the tip, tapos roughly the same size ng ganun. Pero this is what we're going to do. Yan, the most common style ng basket weave. Pero especially kung super beginner ka, medyo nakakalito yan. Paano ba nagmumukhang, alam mo yung galing sa ilalim yung weave, ganito, ganyan. So I will teach you everything about the basket weave. Let's proceed. So we are going to use a nozzle, and this is a typical basket weave nozzle. So number 47, Wilton 47. Okay, so on Wilton 47, we'll have two different sides. One is smooth, and the other one has got ridges, or meron siyang mga matalim or ngipin. Diba? Let's call this ngipin na lang sa Tagalog. Yan. Now, obviously, if you want your basket weave to look really polished and flat and smooth, you would want the smooth side to be on top. But if you want the other way around, yung medyo parang mas rustic siya or mas rugged yung itsura niya, you will have to use the one with the teeth. Okay? Another type of basket weave is called number 48, Wilton number 48. Mas malaki siya by a couple of millimeters. And pareho ang side niya. Wala siyang smooth side. Okay? Now, to start your basket weave, the first thing that you would want to do is to make a straight line. Yan. Kasi yan ang mag-determine kung saan exactly ka magsisimula. And you can outline it. Yes, by all means, pwede ka mag-eyeball, pero we want to teach you the standard, guys. So, just create panels. Kasi by creating panels, you can easily create something na medyo symmetrical yung mga weaving. Yan. Okay? Now, the distance between every single panel, yung width niyan, yan yung mag-determine also kung anong klase yung, kung ano yung magiging overall look ng basket nyo. So, if you want tight weaving or tight basket weaves, then obviously, tighter yung gagawin yung lines. If you want medyo mas mabilis or mas loosen yung weaving niya, then obviously, you can make the intervals wider. Okay? But this time, ito yung gusto nating achieve na size niya. Right. So, position ng nozzle nyo should be starting from the bottom, work your way up. Okay? We prefer and we highly suggest to start from the bottom, pataas, kasi you will have a better control rather than start from the top and work your way down. Kasi nawawalan ka ng control, especially there's, may storbong board dyan eh. So, itong storbong board na to, magpapahirap sa'yo later on. So, we do suggest and we do recommend to start from the bottom, work your way up. Okay? Now, steady hands. Steady hand would be very helpful, but really not necessary. Kung medyo wobbly yung kanang kamay mo or yung working hand mo, yung non-dominant hand mo can assist the other hand. Okay? And the idea of doing the basket weave also is try to make sure na you do it all in one go rather than putol-putol siya. Kasi it would give you a better effect kung gagawin mo siya all in one go. Okay? Yan, medyo nasa awkward position tayo, but I will try my best. Yeah. So I have a line here, so I'll try to follow my line and make sure that my piping tip is really touching the surface of the cake. And I'll squeeze from the bottom, work my way up. Yan. Okay? So, at the tip, medyo magiging messy look yan. But that's fine. We can cover that with borders later on. But in our case, we will do flowers instead. Okay? Then next here. There. Okay. A good sign na actually talaga nakadikit yung buttercream on the surface of the cake is you are dragging it. So, in this case, ayan, meron tayong ebidensya. Diba? So, this is actually a good sign. That means hindi yan malalaglag later on and sure tayo na nakadikit talaga siya. So, you just have to make sure to clean your piping tip every now and then. Now, we have these two vertical lines. We can work now on our horizontal lines. So, you can start from the bottom or from the top, doesn't matter. Pero mas gusto ko mag-start sa bottom para kung may awkward space, nasa taas na lang siya and I can just easily cover that with leaves later or whatnot, di ba? So, I will work now from there. Hindi sa ibabaw, guys. It has to look like galing talaga siya sa ilalim because these are weaving. So, there. Up to that line. Stop squeezing. Drag it. Okay? Para medyo malinis yung dulo mo rather than maraming mga nakatikwas na buttercream. Okay? Now, space-wise, ang space or the interval should be roughly the same size as your piping tip. So, on this case, yan siya, di ba? For your reference, lagyan na natin ng konting guide dyan para alam natin. But, as you progress, guys, masasanay din kayo na hindi nyo na kailangan ng guide. So, again, mula doon sa ilalim, and so on and so forth. Ay, mamaya na tayo huminga. Ayan. So, this is the first line, di ba? Now, next, alinisin natin ng konti, eh. Next is, you're gonna go back to your vertical lines. And gawin mo ulit yung horizontal. Sabi ko nga kanina, dapat talaga galing siya dun sa ilalim, hindi para mukhang nakatago yung ano niya, yung beginning niya. This color pala is brown, using the Queen's Blend, of course. Ginamit namin ulit, mixture of the plain Whippit and our Buttercream, Bakersfield Buttercream, Butter Whippit. Okay, so try to make sure na wala tayong gaps. And from this point forward, guys, it's pretty much a repeating process. So, I will skip the talking, tapos tuloy-tuloy ko na lang siya, ha? Okay, so typically, ito again ay itsura ng basket weave. Now, I'm just gonna pause from here and then I will finish the entire cake and I will show you the finished product in a while. Yeah, so we are done now with our basket weave all around the cake. Yan. So, kung may mga chismis, especially sa ibabaw, don't worry about it. Pwede natin lagyan later ng border o kaya punuin nyo na lang ng mga flowers and leaves, ganyan. Now, for example, yan, yung mga medyo maliit na chismis na ganyan. You can leave it as it is or pwede mo siyang lagyan ng mga halimbawa, mga nalalaglag na bulaklak, kanon, or dahon. Depende sa style ng cake na gagawin nyo. Yan. So, after this, ready na kaming turuan kayo mag-flower piping. Hindi may iwasan magkakaroon tayo ng mga konting chismis, especially sa ilalim at sa ibabaw.
So what's chismis in Tagalog? Ay, sorry, in English. In the
Bits and bobs.
That's, narinig niyo yan, guys? Bits and bobs daw. Alright. So, what she meant, so what she meant by the bits and bobs or chismis, di ba, in Tagalog, so yun yung mga excess na ganyan na dapat takpan.
Yes. But if you're meaning na gawin full lang siya, then you can leave it as it is. Pero kung meron kayong space na, alam mo yun, makikita talaga siya, then you will have to cover it up, which, pakita mo nga.
Yes. Well, today, I'm just gonna do a very simple one na actually, hindi ko na nga siya nilagyan ng piping tip. But if you wanted to use a piping tip, a small star tip would be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this one is just a piping bag na, alam nyo na, pagka yung may mga logo na ganyan, yun yung mga swerte. Diba? So, it depends how thick you want it to be. So, kayo nang bahalang magtansya kung gaano kalaki yung gusto nyong gawin. But, I would say something medium. So, if you wanted to use a piping tip, this would be around mga 4 to 4 or 5, ganyan. Okay, and all you have to do is just keep turning. So, ganyan lang naman yung ano niya, yung size niya. And, yun na nga, ang aim natin is to basically cover up the chismis. So, medyo dun tayo sa sort of edge talaga. Okay? And, again, Christina.
Ayoko nang kumanta.
So, I'm just literally turning. Okay? Iniikot-ikot lang yung piping bag. So, imagine if this, I used a piping tip. So, parang ano rin siya, kapareho konti nung texture nung nandito sa gilid, which is yung parang may mga lines siya.
Pero alam mo, actually, yung basket naman, meron siyang ganyan sa ibabaw.
Correct.
Remember? So, ano yun eh, kinoconceal yung mga endings, yung mga dulo ng mga weave. So, you got it right, partner.
You got it.
Yan.
Huwag ka masyadong maingay kasi pag natatawa ako, baka manginig
kanina
din.
pag gumagawa ako ng basket, iba pa nagsasalita eh. So,
Ayan.
beat that.
Okay,
Yeah.
alright. So, as simple as that, if you wanted it bigger, if you wanted to use a star tip, okay na okay lang din yan.
Sige, simulan natin sa flower piping.
Okay, well, who's gonna do the, first flower? Ano bang flower ang naisip mong gawin?
Actually,
Ako na lang ako na magsabi.
Ang plan namin is to mix and match ang all-time favorite flowers and para sa mga plantita and plantitas.
Yes, mga succulents.
Yes.
Alam nyo, once upon a time, guys,
Huwag mo na
huwag na natin
ipaalala.
masyadong ipaalala kasi masakit sa puso dahil medyo malaki yung nagastos ko. Dahil every summer, nangarap lang naman ako na maparami yung mga succulents, pero
And
unfortunately,
hindi siya naparami.
Yes.
Naparami yung kalat. Dahil
Yes.
namatay sila lahat.
Oo, so, and I realized na hindi pala ako green thumb.
Oo.
Huwag ko na sabihin ko anong kulay ng thumb.
Brown.
Basta hindi ako
Brown.
green thumb. So, taas ang kamay nga dyan, guys, kung sino yung mga nag-attempt to become plantito or plantita and medyo failed.
So, in short, brown thumb si Val.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
sige. So, yun na nga, pagsamahin natin yung mga dainty colored flowers and of course, succulents.
Yes. So, some kind of like this, some ranunculus. Binavolunteer na kita, Christina. Mag-ranunculus ka na lang, di ba?
Sige.
Yan, ranunculus and some other flowers. O, di ba? So, dainty, guys, na usually the color ng mga flowers, pag pinagsama-sama mo sila, usually, di ba, pop of different colors yan. Pero, when it comes to a bouquet, usually the greens, yan kasi yung nagbabalance. It brings all the flowers together kahit na magkakaiba sila ng colors.
Correct.
Yan.
Yun. So, sige, Jack and Poy tayo.
Hindi na, ikaw na una.
So, gagawa, I think, best na para sa dainty colors, gawa tayo ng ranunculus and carnation. So, that's going to be combination of light orange and light green and light pink para to give a really beautiful contrast alongside sa mga succulents natin later. Sige, stop camera.
Okay, ako po ang operator ngayon.
And so, for our ranunculus, we will need our petal tip, which is a 104. Yan. So, 104 lang tayo. So, two colors tayo. Light green and light orange. And of course, for the center, we will need another shade of green, a dark green naman. Okay, so, gagawin ko lang siya once. And then, kasi we plan to tissue a lot of flowers eh. So, huwag natin masyadong tagalan sa isang bulaklak. Of course, you will need your flower nail. So, yan. May logo na ganyan.
Pampas, swerte yan eh.
Si Chef Freco meron nito.
Talaga? Syempre, kung ginagamit mo ba?
So, yan. So, hold it straight lang yung piping bag mo na magiging blob natin or
Base.
sabihin natin yung base. Yan. So, ang ranunculus kasi is a bowl flower. Bolly siya, pabilog siya. So, you want it to have a bowl base as well. So, give it a good squeeze. Make sure you're building it up as you are slightly turning around.
Okay, side mo, pakita mo siya on side.
So, ganyan muna siya. Ayan. So, makikita nyo how sturdy. Di ba, ang ganda ng kapit ng natin, Bakersfield natin, hindi siya nalalaglag. Oh. Yan. So, it has to be sturdy and it has to have a really nice bowl shape. Okay? So, importanteng matatag siya para hindi bumigay yung mga petals natin later. Next is the center of our ranunculus, which is going to be the darker shade of green.
Wow, grabe. May taga-cut ka pa.
Yan. So, again, right on the very center, gawa ka lang na parang pea size. Yan.
Ball shape.
Ball shape. Para siyang, ano ba Tagalog ng pea? Buto ng sitaw.
Sasabihin ko sana, sitaw.
Hindi. Yan, okay. So, next now is our light green. Simulan natin sa light green. And then, siguro a couple of layers of the light green. And then, change natin siya into our light orange later on. Okay. So, to use this one for ranunculus, yung wide end ng ating petal nozzle should be at the base. I mean, should be at the bottom. Tapos, yung narrow end should be right at the very top. Ha? Yan. So, you angle it na tilted in. Talagang exaggeratedly tilted in. Kasi you want to somehow cover yung buto ng sitaw.
The center.
The center. You want to somehow cover the center. So it really has to be tilted in. And as you are squeezing, si Valerie kasi may mga pinaggagawa dito sa side eh. Ay, natatawa ko, sorry. So you wanted to really exaggeratedly tilt it in. And as you're squeezing, you're turning the other hand as well. Okay? Maswerte itong flower niya. Yan. So, squeeze around. Yun. And you tuck it around. Parang siya, hindi siya pababa, hindi siya pausli, ha? So, wala yung assistant kong tagapunas ng piping tip.
Ay, grabe.
So, overlapping. Yan. Now, I wanted to take note, guys, na ang ranunculus will have tight petals or talagang galante, yung number of petals siya. Marami talaga siya, ha? And the difference between a ranunculus and a rose is, ang ranunculus, yung mga petals niya, they're almost level. Hindi siya nag-change na angle halos. So, it's almost level. So, again, for another layer, still tilted in. And you want it to go around. Yan. And just keep on doing that. Keep, ang tawag ito, medyo sticky our buttercream. So, you wanted to clean the piping tip every now and then. Yan. So,
Okay, then change to pink.
hindi siya pink. Orange.
Ay, ano ba,
So, that's our
orange?
first layer. Diba? Hindi siya nag-change na angle. It's pretty much straight. So, change ko na ngayon to the orange color. Yan. And the petals are still level. Tapos, hindi siya magti-tilt out. Yan. So, tagilid ko lang paano yung Makati angle, ha? Tagilid natin while hoping na hindi siya malaglag. Sige. Side switch natin sa side camera so you guys can see. Yan. So, from this, yan yung angle. The petals are going to be slightly longer. Yan. So, pabilog talaga siya. Hindi siya katulad nga ng rose na nag-change siya ng angle. Okay? So, switch tayo ulit with the top camera para mas maganda ang view nyo. Yan. So, ang gusto natin for this one will be full-on ranunculus. Yan. Hindi kayo masyado lilinis ng piping tip because we're pretty much used to this. But, if necessary guys, para malinis yung endings or yung mga dulo ng each petal nyo, please clean the piping tip every now and then. Okay? Tama na ba?
Pala nandun.
Sige, dalawa pa. Or maybe isa pa.
Ang ranunculus flowers naman talaga, they're known to be big, yung mga full-blown
full-on
na
talaga
nila
siya.
talagang big.
So, dito na sa, ano saan siya nalagay sa cake ba?
Well, lagyan muna natin siya ng...
Bilang partner in crime tayo, ikaw na maglagay ng vlog. Inagaw niya sa
Ay,
akin.
kasi hindi ko makita. Okay, well, i-tilt lang natin siya ng konti. So, Sige, maglagay mo na lang tayo ng ganyan. Okay. Bibigay ko naman sa iyo ulit.
Nakita niyo lang sana guys, inagaw niya po sa akin ang ranunculus. Yan. Okay, so clean scissors. Medyo heavy kasi yung ranunculus for a regular flower lifter. So I'm just going to use small scissors na malinis. Okay, then you want it to cut from the base. And then slightly close the scissors. Pero do not fully close the scissors, ha? And then turn the flower nail. And then push it forward. There you go. And then right there, you angle it out. And then your palette knife, push it against. There you go. Okay, so there we have our first ranunculus. So gagawin ko lang siya uli na mabilis, isang ranunculus pa. And then we can move on to the next flower.
Yes, sige. Go for it.
So, habang nagpapay pa ko, Val, kamusta naman ang buhay-buhay nila ngayon?
Well, alam mo bala ko, niisip ko lang, lalagyan ko pa ng isang ng isang layer ng, ano yan? Ng parang, ano ba tawag to? Border. Yes.
So guys, meron din ba kayong kaibigan na pakialamera sa buhay, ganyan?
No, the reason why I am doing this, guys, is because, of course, this is an 8-inch diameter cake, diba? So, halimbawa, ang budget nga ng customer natin, medyo, alam mo na, hindi masyadong madami. So, syempre, a lot of the flowers that we are doing, especially like this one, yung gamit ni Christina now, is big flower. So, it really needs a lot of buttercream. So, that means, syempre, mas maraming buttercream yung kakailanganin mo, ay naubos yung ganito ko.
I-design na lang natin.
Oo, design na lang natin siya. Yan. So, pwede mong gawa ng paraan na mas liitan mo yung space for the center para less din, of course, yung flowers na gagawin mo. O, diba? Para-paraan lang yan. Baka ano mo yung flower mo.
So, it's going to sit right next to the first ranunculus. Bilang nagkulang ka ng tatakpan ko na lang yan.
Sige, tama. Maganda yung ginawa. Gagawin mo. Ayan. O, diba?
Yan. So, ikaw muna, bago yung carnation, or
That's
you
okay.
want me to
Sige
carry?
lang. Go for it.
Yan. So, there goes our ranunculus. Diba? Pretty. And so, next is going to be our carnation. So, we will use another petal tip, but this time is going to be smaller. So, this is a Wilton 103. And of course, with pink tinted buttercream. Yan.
So, gusto ko rin ang sarili kong flower nail.
Bakit? Baka nga ako, mas maganda itong flower na ito, mas maswerte.
Na same lang din yan.
Yan. So, same as what we did with the ranunculus, we wanted a base. So, slightly ballish pa rin yung shape ng ating tawag dito. Chrysanthemum. Carnation. Pero it's not going to be as big as nung ranunculus natin. Okay? Now, for the center of our carnation, we are not going to use any green. So, diretso tayo sa pink. Tapos, the angle is pretty much the same as what we did with our ranunculus. Wide ends going to be at the bottom, at the base. Okay? And then, as you are squeezing around, gusto mo mag up and down, medyo may konting inig ba? So, sideways, yun ay itsura. Konting movement up and down, or may konting inig. Okay? In our academy, we call this squeeze as you wiggle. So, in short, squiggle. Yan. So, right in the very center there. Yan. So, parang meron siyang bud, pero may konting inig factor. Okay? And then, the petals are like our ranunculus, but this time they are short. Yan. Short petals. And then just carry on. Tapos pababa siya as you are going to pipe on the base.
So, kailangan manginig. So, perfect ang mga nginig dito.
Yon. Yan. So, may nginig factor tayo. Okay? So, there goes our dainty carnation. Cute na? Yan. So, ay, ano yan?
It's you.
It's me.
Yes.
So, dito na lang sa side, uli na to, lagyan natin yung carnation. So, itong mga pinapakita namin flowers sa inyo, these are not just Valentine favorites, but actually an all-time favorite flower. Itong carnation. And all-time favorite arrangement ang ginagawa natin. Yan. Okay? So, now we are done with that. Isa pa?
Yeah.
Sige, tapos gagawa lang ako para in case na kailangan natin ng extra later on, we will have more. Okay? So, I'll do one quickly para it can sit right next to our carnation there. So, once again, the petals are short, slightly overlapping, and then they are progressing downwards. Okay, I'm happy with that size. I want it to sit right next to the other ranunculus here. There you go. And ta-da! Okay, we're done with our first two flowers. I'll bring the flower now kay Valerie.
Yan. Okay.
Lambing na.
So, we are going to do some succulents now. So, habang gumagawa ko na sa kasi damihan mo pa yung mga flowers.
Actually,
Kasi laki
yeah,
ng
that's
ano
the plan.
natin. Ang laki ng cake natin. So, again guys, di ba kanina nagdagdag nga ako ng extra border. So, that's also one way of trying to parang palitin yung space sa gitna. If, of course, you don't have, if you don't want too much of the flowers. So, yes, flower piping, it involves a lot of buttercream and also, syempre, effort din yon.
But we don't want to, we don't want to lessen the beauty of the cake, of course, because this is for Bakersfield. So, pupunuin natin yan ng punong-puno na flowers.
Yes. So, but as a tip nga guys, so if that is what you want to do, pwede yon. Okay? Any border is fine. Kasi it goes well naman with our basket. So, next naman, ang aking frustrated love with succulents. So, I don't know really the names of all of these. Super daming variations talaga ng succulents, 'di ba? So, merong mga echeverias diyan, ang echeveria din, ang dami ding different kinds niyan. So, wag na nating masyadong dibdibin yung mga names nila. So, this is another basket full of different types of succulents. So, really pretty. Pero note the colors nila, 'di ba? So, hindi lang siya all green. Meron din siyang mga shades of pink, shades of purple, ganyan, some shades of red din. Yan, super pretty, lalo na pag pinagsama-sama mo sila. And of course, the colors of the flowers that we chose today, which yung ranunculus and ang tawag nito, carnation, yan, diba? It just goes really nicely with the colors of the succulents. So, yung colors natin ng succulents, hindi ko na rin siya iisa-isahin ano exactly, but you can use, of course, different shades of green. Now, for example, you only have one shade of green, typical, that you can find in the Philippines. So, for example, I don't know, ano ba yung typical color doon? Forest green, I guess, or leaf green. So, leaf green, add yellow, you get the like lime green, or add white, tapos hint ng brown para magi siyang spruce green or parang ganito. Parang you will tone down the green, konting brown, and then white.
Pag lagyan pa siya ng konti pang brown, magiging olive green.
Yes, parang ganon. So, and this one naman, yun lang, na lighter version lang ng matingkad na green. So, you can create, don't tell us na isa lang kasi yung color ng green ko, so hindi ako makagawa ng ganyan. No, even add a hint of purple, pwede rin. Okay? So, I also prepared some purple and red na later mailalagay natin.
These are na popular colors ng succulents,
Yes.
diba? I mean, mga highlights sa succulents.
Yes. Okay. So, the first one that I will do is yung very typical niya na echeveria. So, it's kind of like the rose. Pero, if I show you the piping tip that we're going to use, dito na lang. Sige. Okay, so this is the piping tip. Okay, so this is called Wilton 150. And if you notice, yung ano niya, yung cut niya, parang siyang 104 din. Paslant lang din siya ng ganon. But the difference is, di ba, ang 104 ay merong wide end and supposed to be narrow end dito. Yung 150 is the same. So, yung width ng opening niya dito at dito sa kabilang side, pareho siya ng opening. Okay? Now, kung hindi kayo makahanap ng 150, what you can do is you can also use just a normal 104. So, may ginamit natin kanina. Let me just show you quickly. So, this is yung 104 natin. Okay? Diba wide yung ano niya, one side niya. Pwedeng ito rin, instead of using it as normal na yung narrow end ang nasa taas, baliktarin nyo lang. So, yung wide end ang nasa taas. Minsan medyo tricky lang kasi nga pag ganun, magiging pag ganun yung pag ganun na yung ano niya, yung
Ano yung pag ganun?
ano ba yung pag
Slanted?
yung slanted na yung ganito na yung saan ano niya, yung itsura niya. So, sometimes it's hard to pipe with this angle. Ano ba yan?
Sa ano, yung ano?
Yung ano, basta yun. Okay, so of course you will still need your flower nail. And same base pa din. So this time, let's do a very big one. So I'm just, okay, squeezing out. So good base. Yan. And I'm using, so if you also notice, medyo nag-blend ako ng konti. Medyo two-tone to, pero pinagsama ko lang sa isang piping bag. So, with this one, it is practically like doing a rose. Okay? So, I'm going to position the tip onto the top center. And then, turn. There. So, difference niya with the rose, yung center niya, it's not, hindi naman siya masyadong close dapat. So, it doesn't have to be super, like yung inverted cone and super tulis. Okay lang na ganyan. And then, all the rest of the petals, they're like arches. There. So, start with, of course, short muna. And then, eventually, it becomes slightly longer. And then, you can also play with the height ng petals. So, it could be slightly higher. Now, what I'm gonna do with this is because we are gonna aim for a big one. Okay? So, I'm going to eventually go lower and lower on the side. So, ganyan. Lower and lower. Okay? And then, longer and longer then as I go down.
Oh, ito ko yung natin.
That's okay. Yan. O, diba? Ang ganda ng color. I'm also going wider. Kasi diba ang mga succulents parang yung may mga variation siya na parang ang giant niya.
Yeah, yung succulents kasi ni Val, nag-start ng giant.
Tapos,
lumiit na
Oo, diba? Ano ba yan? Grabe guys, I tried.
She tried.
I really did
Unahan mo
my
ko.
best. Ayan, o diba? So, this one guys, I really like this color. So, tingin kayo ng mga inspiration photos of real succulents and then try to match the color. Kasi syempre, diba, even if maganda yung pagkakapipe mo but the colors are wrong, medyo pangit din naman siyang tignan. Okay? So, there. Alright. So, and I'm just going to put one here. So, lagyan na natin siya dito. Now, kanina yung gamit ni Christina is just scissors. Okay? So, in normal scissors siya. Ang gamit niya to transfer was scissors. Now, but let me show you first. Can I borrow this? Yan. Let me show you lang yung actual na flower lifter. So, these, I have two. So, this is a Wilton brand. So, it's made of plastic. And if you notice, medyo patulis yung dulo niya, diba? So, and then, medyo bendy kasi siya. So, sometimes, this is helpful. Lalo na if you're positioning it, pwede mo siyang parang i-press down onto the cake para ma-release mo easier yung, yung flower. Now, but sometimes, like for example, the flower that I just did is heavy. Okay, diba? Kasi ang laki niya. So, yung iba, natatakot gumamit nito kasi minsan nalalaglag. So, this one is Wilton. This one is no brand. China brand. So, either way is fine. Medyo bendy din siya, but it has got a bigger support. So, either way is fine. Or if you don't have this, okay lang din naman talaga ang normal scissors. Okay, so same principle, literally, you're just going to cut through that base, pero not fully close yung scissors natin, and then twist, and then slide. Yan. Okay, so there. When we design flower, full of flowers na cake, what we usually do is, kasi di ba minsan nakakalito. Okay? Nakakalito na parang ang daming flowers na gagawin natin. And then, saan ko siya lalagay? So, usually what we do is, we put together 2 or 3 or even 4 of the same flowers. Kina-cluster namin sila para kasi mas may harmony. Dahil if you're going to put too many different flowers together tapos scattered siya, parang medyo
Doesn't make
magulo.
sense.
Oo. So, parang, so yun yung lagi naming tip to students, ganyan. Pag marami siyang color na flowers, tapos nalilito ka, saan mo siya ilalagay? So, what you can do is, you can cluster them together. So, yan, katulad yan, magkadikit yung ranunculus, pwede tayo maglagay ng isa pang carnation dito, and then, we'll fill it up with some of the succulents.
It's actually also good to look on actual flower arrangements. Hindi yung buttercream cake already, ha? Yung talagang, yung mga lutong bulaklak, okay?
Yeah.
Kasi these arrangements, they're done by professionals, and they know exactly kung ano yung mga gandang color combinations, kung ano yung mga gandang flower alongside with the others. Yeah. So, see, it's the same as yung mga pinakita namin kanina. It's really good to, look for actual floral arrangements.
Yes, correct. So that's a really, really good tip. And so another thing, say for example, if you don't want to position your flowers or arrange your flowers straight away after you have piped it, what you can do is you can have like a tray or katulad yan, we have a board.
So, habang nagsasalita si Val,
Ayan. So, you can just pipe all your flowers, put them on the board, And after that, saka mo siya i-arrange. Pag sa tingin mo, enough na yung flowers na nagawa mo. Para hindi ka na sa stress, like, okay, saan ko na ba ito ilalagay ko na dito. So, put it on the board first, and then you arrange as how you like it.
So, inubos ko na lang yung paint for all the carnation, and I think gagawa pa ako ng few ranunculus. Just in case lang. Just in case, because we have a big space to fill.
Yes. But I'm not done with my succulent. So,
Dami pa siyang
oo,
gagawin.
meron pa naman. So, this one, I'm sure a lot of you will be familiar with this because this is practically just like your leaves. Okay? So, asan ba yun? Alright. So, I have here piping bag. If you notice, wala pa yung buttercream dito. So, I have, 352. Because this is the typical piping tip used for doing leaves. So it looks like a V shape, diba? And I showed you kanina na meron akong purple, right? So I'm also going to use yung one of the shades ng greens, okay? And I will be using this light shade para siyang apple green. And I'm going to do a two-tone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pipe my first color. Okay, so I don't want too much of my purple. So I am going to just pipe a strip. Yan. So hindi naman siya ganun kadami. It's just really a strip. Okay? And then next, I'm going to pipe my light green on top of it. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so after this, what you want to do is you're going to blend the two colors slightly. So, this is our piping bag. Okay? So, hindi ko siya diniretso all the way to the piping tip. So, I'm just going to blend lightly. So, massage nyo lang ng konti. So, ayaw natin siya ng super stripy. So, pinch lang. Okay? So, ilighten din natin siya by blending to the light green. Okay? Pero ayaw mo naman na maging super blended. Baka naman hindi na maganda yung maging color niya because these are two contrasting colors. Okay? Yan. Now, if I go back to some of the photos, like for example there, yung nasa harap, pinakaharap, diba? So, ano siya, pointy yung kanyang mga petals. Actually, ito pa. Ayan, o diba? So, merong very purple talaga. Merong slight purple and green. Yan. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Now, I'm just going to show you one of the petals. Okay. There you go. And since this is a V-shaped petal tip, so one of the points should be touching your surface, okay? And then the other point is pointing up. So give it a good squeeze and steady ka muna dyan. Build up while continuously squeezing. So squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then pull. Yan. Healthy ang ating petal. Diba? That's what we want. Huwag tayo dun sa atat. Ito yung atat. So, squeeze and then pull. Huwag po tayo dun sa atat. Okay?
Gusto tayo dun.
Dun. Gusto natin. Kasi, actually, tinuturo ko siya ng
Puso yan. Very Filipino.
Puso, diba? Sabi ko guys, kanina habang nagpa-pipe. So, wag tayo dun sa atat. Okay? So, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to
Tawa ko pa rin siya.
pipe on here. Now, we need to prepare the space for this kind of succulents kasi this one, you can actually pipe this one. Dito na lang natin siya ilagay. So, here. Now, meron siyang, kumbaga, yung ibang flowers natin medyo mataas, diba? So, gawa lang tayo ng, I'm just going to fill, yan, para lang maganda yung ano niya, yung space niya, and hindi siya super parang malalim. So, I just added a bit of buttercream and slanted din siya. So, this is my space, okay? And I made sure that I added a little bit of buttercream. So, dito lalagyan natin siya ng malaking echeveria. So, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. Wag
Atat.
Kasi kailangan maganda yung ano, yung size niya. And what you can also do is you can also turn your piping tip from time to time. Sorry guys, medyo nako-cover ko ng konti, but it was hard to do it on this side and then hindi rin siya masyadong makita. Yan. Okay. Alright. So, by changing the color of this one, okay, so kahit na gawin yung different shade ng green to, and then instead of purple, gawin niyo siyang shade of red or pink. Just look at different colors of succulents para you'll be able to take inspiration from them in terms of the colors. Okay, so ayan. Now, since Christina has piped some flowers,
You can do one more of this. Tapos, lagay mo na ito lahat.
Okay, sige.
In short, inutusan ko siya.
Oo, in short, inutusan niya ako. But anyway, it's a good
gawa
naman.
mo na siya ng isang echeveria, isa pang ganito. Kasi, they're not the actual main flowers, pero parang sila yung pinaka mga define na flowers. So, it's a good technique also na when you are arranging your flowers, start with yung mga main attraction ba, parang ganun. And the rest will come as fillers to fill in the gaps, yeah. Well, they will come as fillers later on. Fillers to fill the gaps. Yan. Miss mo na ba Pilipinas?
Oo.
Alam niyo guys, ang tawag dito, we were not like this before. I mean, we're used to being here, bihira kaming ma-homesick, ganyan. Pero for some reasons, no, after last year's Cake Fiesta, 2022,
uwi na tayo.
So, we cannot wait to be back, and we hope to see you guys kapag nakauwi kami.
Very, very soon.
Ginandahan mo naman masyado, girl.
Ano ba yan? Actually, walang effort eh. Okay, there you go. So, I am going to just add it dito na lang din sa tabi niya. Well, actually, dito na lang pala. Para naman hindi masyado.
Shout out sa mga kakulitan natin whenever we do live with Bakersfield. Kahit natin kay Boss March. Martin, how are you?
Yan. So, I'm just gonna put it here. And, pwede nyo ring iba-ibahin yung angle. So, it could be, tilted some different angle naman. So, and also with play around with the shape and size also.
So, since I did the flowers, I'll let you arrange them now.
Ay, ganun ba?
Sige na.
Pero meron pa naman akong meron pa ako actually 2 fillers, 'di ba? Pero since fillers nga siya, guys.
To fill in the gaps.
To fill in the gaps. So, ilalagay muna natin yung ating main flowers. Ayan. So, thank you Thank you sa mo. Sa pag-pipe mo. Ayan. So, I'm just going to position some of our flowers. There. So now, at this point, okay, sometimes you also need an extra bag of buttercream para lang malagyan natin ng height yung ibang mga flowers natin, ganon. Okay?
Besides, you can never have too much kasi masarap yung butter.
I know, exactly. But say for example naman guys, you don't want too much of the buttercream kasi nga 'di ba we already use a lot of buttercream sa flowers. And if you think na maglalagay pa tayo ng base para lang tumaas yung ibang mga flowers natin, if you think na medyo too much na yon, what you can do is you can bake extra, say, cupcakes or extra layer of cake para, tas i-dome nyo na siya. And then you can put it here in the center para pag nilagay nyo yung flowers, hindi na kayo kailangan maglagay ng extra base katulad ng usually ginagawa namin.
Or actually, when you are baking, siguro sa mga last 5 minutes, taasan mo ng konting temperature, or last 5-10 minutes, taasan mo ng konting temperature para it gets domey.
Yes.
Then you don't need to trim it, and that's it.
Exactly. So, 'di ba, karamihan sa atin naghahanap ng parang how to bake your cakes na hindi maging domy, how to make it flat, parang ganon. So, well, in this case, we actually wanted it na domy. Diba? Ayan. Okay.
So, sa ng buhay, ano mas mahirap? Mag-pipe or mag-arrange? They work hand in hand.
They really, oo. Actually, that's a good question, Thank you for that wonderful question.
Miss Universe, diba? So, it's a hype now.
Mm-mm.
Thank you for the wonderful question.
Yes.
Oo, sabi ng mom mo, Miss Universe daw, ganyan-ganyan. Sabi ko sa sarili ko, ay, bukod sa kulang sa high, si Val kasi kulang at sobra.
Kulang at
Kulang
sobra.
sa high, sobra sa age.
Oh my God.
So, you are actually disqualified.
Uy, di ba sinabi mo, this year, magiging mabait ka na sa akin?
Yeah. Well, honesty is a form of being mabait.
Bakit parang nilalaglag mo ko sa pagka-honesty mo? Ha?
Hindi naman share. I think eto maganda dun, no? Gawa ka pa sa
Yes! Huwag ka mag-alala. Lalagyan natin yan. Nilalagay ko lang muna ang iyong mga very pretty ranuncles.
So, you can see, guys, how yung pagka-dark or not entirely dark yung basket natin, no? But it's brown is considered as a dark color. So, yung pagka-dark ng basket natin and then the flowers, they are very dainty when it comes to the colors and the looks. Di ba swak na swak sila? Parang ikaw at ako. Ako yung dainty, ikaw yung dark.
Nakakaasar ka.
Di ba?
Ano ba?
Dainty
Sabi mo
at
talaga
dark.
magpapakabait ka na.
Ganun
Bakit
talaga
ginaganyan
yun.
mo ko?
So, dainty dark. Now, another question
Ay,
ko.
sorry.
Sila na yan. So, another question ko is, kung ikaw ay isang Bakersfield Whippit, alin ka sa dalawa? Alin ka sa dalawa? Are you going to be a classic or a buttercream?
Well,
Or butter Whippit?
ay dun ako sa Queen's Blend.
Maganda yung sagot mo.
Yes. Ano ko best of both nuts.
So, yan. So, guys, whenever we met, siguro for some of the viewers na regular na nanonood whenever we do live, whenever we say Queen's Blend, it's the best of both of the two Bakersfield Whippit. Now, we usually mix them together para you get the best of both worlds. Hindi siya masyadong madilaw, hindi siya masyadong maputi, but at the same time, masarap talaga siya. So, just a quick, ang tawag dito, reference. So, this is the plain,
The
the
classic.
classic, and this is the butter Whippit, diba? So, whenever we mix them together, tabi mo nga to.
Kailangan tatlong kamay.
Yan. So,
Yan.
see? So, it's somewhere in between. Whenever we mix our colors, it's really, always a mixture of these two.
Yes.
masarap at hindi siya masyadong madilaw or hindi siya masyadong maputi.
Yes, oo. Yun lang guys, don't put too much. Okay? Kasi syempre madami na yung greens natin.
Tada!
Namiss niyo ba ang tada namin?
Kung walang tada, walang queen of hearts.
Yes. So, ayan guys, we have taught you a lot of flowers today. And you don't have to do exactly this. So, lahat ng mga flowers na to, pwede nyo yung gawin din into cupcakes. Pwede nyo i-pipe sa cupcakes instead of cakes.
But if you want to do a project exactly like this, we don't really mind. We will be very happy to see those creations. So, you may tag us, you may send us a message and tell us, "Uy, ito yung gawa ko, ganyan-ganyan. What can you say? Ganyan-ganyan." So, we will give feedback also to sa mga gawa nyo.
Yes. So, once again, guys, keep practicing ang flower piping, especially in the beginning, especially if it's first time that you are doing it. It could be frustrating. But, if na-frustrate na kayo pag nagtatry kayo, stop muna. Kasi wala nang papasok dito niyan pag nabubisit ka na eh. So, let it rest, let it be muna, manood muna kayo ng Korean novela, pang-happy, diba? And then go back to practice.
Yes. So, yeah, we cannot wait na makita yung mga Valentine treats nyo. And padating na rin ang Mother's Day soon.
Yes.
Diba?
Perfect din yan.
Correct?
Actually, that's why we chose flower piping again because as Christina said,
All-time na
it's
yun.
classic. Classic talaga.
Parang tayo lang yung all-time favorite.
Yes!
So, yeah. Masyado lang kaming at ease with you guys. So, we can be ourselves.
Yes.
We can be crazy. We can be kulit also. So, yeah, it's a good sign.
Yes. All right. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed the video for today. And of course, it's brought to you by
Bakersfield. So, once again, guys, my name is Christina.
and I'm Valerie.
From Queen of Hearts Cashier Cakes, London.
All right. See you again.
See you in the next one.
Bye.